I must express special thanks to the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance and Minister of Infrastructure for the level of desilting that we are seeing taking place this time around. The Ministry of Finance allocated in excess of $4 million for desilting. And you would recognize that over the years we've had some cosmetic work being done as desilting, but this time we are seeing some real desilting taking place throughout the community of Bexar, Odsa, Mac, even as far down as the community of Bele. As you would see behind me, we are standing in the Odsa community, and that is one of the areas we've been able to reduce the flooding to the greatest extent. Even when we've had flooding in Bexar, we've not had any flooding so far in the community of Odsa. A lot of the residents have remarked to me that the work being done on the rivers in desilting has brought a lot of relief to the community. So we have this area there, we have the area at the back of the factories, and we have all of the main drains coming in by the IRDC towards where the new marketing board office is down there in Odsa. All of these places have been desilted. We have in the community of Mac and Bexar some extensive work being carried out there. So really and truly, while we cannot stop flooding, as a government we are doing whatever we can to mitigate against the impact of the flooding overall throughout the communities.
I live here for the past 14 years. And from the time Mr. Joseph started climbing the river, we have less flooding. And I think he's the first minister that ever do that here.
Well, the residents are quite happy about the work being done because it's not just the equipment that is doing the work. All of the drains, and you would see all the sides of the roads have been cleared. We presently have over 400 people engaged in small projects throughout the constituency, doing the cleanup along the roads, clearing the drains. Plus we have another 50 plus contractors who engage in the work of desilting throughout the constituency of Castries Southeast. So I must say I am quite happy. While we know we cannot stop the rain and the flooding, but we can mitigate and reduce the negative impact it is having on the people of these low-lying areas.
My mother lives at Bexar, and when I call them water on the road, and sometimes the water not even in the gutter yet, I can show you as you're doing it so often, it's working. When I just live in there, I'm in 50 yards away from here, and whenever big rain, I just watch in the gutter in the window, and normally he did a great job because water was going under my house from the riverbank, but they bring up the riverbank, but the water doesn't come from the riverbank, it comes from the road, but because higher up I think the riverbank is very low. So it goes from higher up and it comes in the road, but it doesn't come from the riverbank to my house. So he do a very good job, and I like the job.
Well, in this community of Odsa, for example, we have to do some riverbank stabilization because we have to do some boulder packing, and in some areas we may need to put retaining walls, put it high enough so that the river would not continue to encroach on the areas where you have residents. We have the Japanese project coming on where you have the new bridges that are going to be built and the raising of the river banks in a number of areas so that the river can contain more of the water than it is presently. As you can see, a lot of backfilling is taking place in the areas, and a lot of these low-lying areas which would hold the water for a period of time during the rainy season is no longer available. So you find in a lot of areas the roads now become the passageway for the water once the river level rises. So in some areas we are looking at raising the roads, raising the bridges, and raising the banks as high as possible to mitigate against the flooding in those areas.